YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. To a video that I never thought that I would have to make, and a video that I never wanted to make in my YouTube career. One that, given how I am as a person, it comes as no surprise that I've ended up in this type of situation, but it was something that I was hoping to avoid in my time on YouTube. And that is an apology video. I'm here to hold my hands up. I'm here to admit to a mistake and to just say sorry. If you follow the channel, you may have heard me say in a recent video that it was going to be my last tier list video for quite a while. I believe was the phrasing I used. Anyway, we're back for another tier list video. What's going on? Welcome back to Skyrim Husbands. Hooray! Look, I'm prefacing this by saying I'm a little bit annoyed going into this video already because I actually already recorded it and then it got 10 minutes into the video and then the file just kind of like corrupted, or like part of like the video just went, it fricked itself and it just kind of, it's destroyed. So I'm re-recording this video. I've already recorded the whole thing and it's one of those, I look back on the original video, the lighting was better on the day I recorded it. The framing was better. I've not been able to get my framing the same. Something just looks off. I just don't like the way I look right now, and I looked fine in the other one, so now I'm just annoyed that the original video got ruined, and I'm having to record it again. That said, we're doing the Skyrim Husband tier list video for Valentine's Day last weekend. I did the waifu tier list video. I thought it was a funny bit. Maria, YouTube, Maria Fisher, Grandpa's theme. She said on Friday, she was like, "Hey, I saw the waifu video. Fantastic piece of content." Her words, not mine. Wonderful piece of art that everyone should experience at some point in their life, was I believe what she said. Again, her words, not mine. I'm not, I just don't really remember exactly what she said, but it was probably something like that. And she said, you should do the husband tier list. Or the companions tier list, followers tier list. I'll maybe do that at some point. She wants to do the companion tier list, and if you know me, if you know what I'm like, you know one thing is true about your boy. Queen Fisher tells me to do something. Top of the to-do list, baby. So we're back doing another tier list, and look, I know I said I wasn't gonna do one until probably the Stardew tier list, but Maria said I should. So, that said, we're going to switch over to Gungeon and Scene. Does everything look okay? Does everything... Ah, shit, I'm moving stuff. Ah, fuck. Ah, crap. Everything look good? Does everything look good? We're good. Okay. We're in the husband tier list. It's exactly the same as the wife one. They're labelled, which you absolutely love to see. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more effort into this one because like last time, like half of the wives... Or the options, I didn't even like know who they were. Like I didn't even recognize them as people that existed in the game. Like they weren't even supposed to be there. Like they just didn't even matter. They were just no one. Like the cops were there, and they just didn't even matter. So I think I'm gonna Google some people as I go along here and try and sort of fill in the gaps in my knowledge. Of which there are very, very many. Not just in a Skyrim context, just kind of in a life context. That said, let's get into it with Einthak. Okay, Einthak. I'm going to put this guy in D because he owns a mine. He Eat the Rich would be entry line, tagline number 1 under Einthak. He takes advantage of the poor. He uses the poor to mine in his mines and pays them very little for it, whilst he suckles on the sweet juices of the rich man's ham bone, and has just horrific mutton chops that look like I just kind of want him to die. I want him to be killed, so he's going to go in D. Angrenor. As far as I know, Angrenor is a former Nordic warrior, or he's still a Nord. He didn't lose that bit. A former warrior, a war vet, if you will, who has ended up on the streets of... Morthal? Is that a Morthalic wall? I don't know where he is, but listen, he's homeless. He's a homeless man, and he has no money. And listen, you know, if Einthak, if you're a money chasing type of person, that if that's your motive, then that's you know, that's never something I would judge an individual for. I'm totally down with that, and I understand where you're coming from. Um, Sick of wishing now the major leagues where you're fishing. I'm down for it. Get that bag. However, Angrenor is one of the types of people, look, he's not necessarily going to fill the back pockets. However, what he will do is fill your heart. What does a man who can't give you anything materialistic do? He gives you everything feeling-alistic. He's going to give you his whole damn heart, and you're going to know it. So for that, you know what, he may not be able to, you know, stick by his side this week. He's mopping floors. Next week it's the fries. He's here to win you over. He's here to give you what he does have. I'm gonna stick him in B. Argis. Argis is a cool boy. Argis is a house call. I can't remember where of. So he's basically boy Lydia. Personality-wise, look, we all know. I can't even remember what I said about Lydia in the other video, because I was not in. I was a bit like mentally out of it for that one. Although when am I not? Page unresponsive. You love to see it. So I don't know what I said about Lydia. The thing about the house calls, look, they're great. They will lay their life on the line for you. They will put their bodies between yourself and the danger. They will be there for you. They will fight for you, literally with a sword, with a weapon. They will murder things for you if you tell them to. That type of loyalty is hard to come by in this world. To quote Ed Sheeran, "These hoes ain't loyal." And that's an Ed Sheeran quote, and not him covering a song by a bad person. That was Ed Sheeran himself said that. It's tough. It's tough out here, and he will lay himself on the line. That's a great trait to have in a partner, and he also is just like kind of hard, I guess. Like I think it's kind of hard to tell because like these pictures are really small, but I think he's just like, yeah, he's like Farkas. He's got the kind of the Nordic look going on. He's got, you know, when people's like, you look at someone's face and they look like Mount Rushmore, like their face looks like it's made out of like a rock. Like his face is a rock. That's pretty sick. And he's kind of blondish, but like dirty blonde. I'm into it. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Personality leaves a little bit to be desired. I would suggest the house calls don't necessarily. I'm just gonna wait for the page to respond. Usually offer up much on the personality front. Is my webcam still going? Poggy, even though you can't see shit. I promise, the lighting was so good. It was so good, man. It was so good. I almost think when I sit here, it's better to record them at night because I can put my laptop there and it lights my face up, and then there's no sun coming from this. So it just. But I'm recording it in the day because I just want to get the video done because I've already recorded it once. Athis. Athis. I'm gonna take a drink. My throat's and it's just so warm today, man. It's fucked up. I'm telling you. It's fucked up. To be this hot in February. Whew. Athis is cool. So Athis is one of the companions, and as far as I know, he is the only dark elf who is a qualified companion or whatever. I don't know what the word is. He's a companion. As far as I know, he has a bit of a dark elvish, elven personality. So you know he can be a little snooty, but then in Skyrim, you know the dark elves are not a particularly liked people, not a particularly liked race amongst a lot of the locals. So you can understand why dark elves, you know, a lot of the time feel the way they do towards a lot of the general public. It's understandable. But he seems like I actually think he's kind of like he's quite nice. I think if I'm remembering his personality correctly, I think he's actually quite a nice boy and quite a nice, he's kind of just living his life, and he's pretty cool. He doesn't stand out necessarily either way enough to be bumped up beyond kind of somewhere around the I guess maybe C is the average and D is I don't like. Or I guess B would be the average. Like, yeah, I guess B's the average in this one. I like to have my average. I like to have my bell curve going on. You guys know I'm a slut for the bell curve. I like Aethys. I think he's fine, but he just doesn't excite me enough to put him above. Balamund, welcome to Google. Okay, so Balamund is a blacksmith. He works at the blacksmith next to the marketplace in Riften. So I always, I like Riften. Riften is probably, if we're talking beyond Whiterun, I think Riften's probably my favourite city. I really like the surrounding area. I really like the Rift. But I really like I don't know. It's a nice city. I kind of like the multiple layers to it. I think it's quite a rich city. In terms of like the story and lore and stuff, not in terms of finances. But then I like they've got like the ratways and stuff, and you've got like. I like they kind of tried to add this like extra layer to it of being like, hey, don't go down to like the I can't remember what it's called, but like the bit of river that runs through the city where all the buildings are on like the lower tier, and it's like, hey, don't go down to that bit at night because you'll probably get like mugged or whatever. And they kind of make it out as if it's like this big area, like, oh, that's like the rough part of the city, when really it's just this like tiny little row of houses in the middle of the city because of just like, for logistical purposes, there just isn't like that much room to make it as big as imagine being like in a big city and being like, oh, that part of the city is like sketchy and you'll probably get mugged, except it's just a tiny little like row of houses on the river. I always found that funny, but I like that he tried to do something with it. I like Riften, so he's probably like the one I use second most, but for whatever reason, even when I usually buy the house in Riften, I'll always end up going back to Whiterun to do all, like, I default to Whiterun for everything, and I like smithing. I'll always smith in my playthroughs, and try and max out the smithing so I can make all the cool like dragon armor and stuff and Daedric armor that otherwise is quite hard to get hold of. Well, still is hard to get hold of because you need to get your smithing up to like 70, 80, 90. I think Daedric's 90, so it's insane. But I still do it in Whiterun, so I don't necessarily get to talk to this guy very often, or any of the smiths other than the lady Adrienne at Whiterun. Or the dude, whose name I'm also forgetting, up on the top of the Skyforge. Why? It's been too long, man. It's incredible how much of this game I've played, and then how much like I still will just forget absolutely everything if I haven't played it for more than 6 months. I don't know much. His personality pretty standard. Pretty standard. Yeah, I get it, dude. It's a pretty standard forge person. The fuck? What? My brain, man. Why is it shit? Blacksmith. Pretty standard blacksmith person. It's a B. We're gonna be here forever. Belrund. What's this guy's deal? Nord mercenary. Winking skeever. Look, his hair isn't great. Like, I feel like this look isn't a great one. Like, you can be bald, that's fine, but I wouldn't typically recommend going for whatever this is. I'm not one to talk about hair. I literally, I don't even want to, like, take the cap off. It's just, not good at all, is kind of, I guess, what that comes down to. But this, like, maybe he should also be wearing a cap. I'm going to put him as a C tier just because I don't think he's a bad person, and he's probably fine. He just doesn't really have much going for him. Benor? As far as I know, he's kind of just like I don't know. I want to put him in B. I guess I'll put him C. I think I'll put him in C just because I was going to put him B just because he's like middle of the ground. I believe Benor, not Calder, I believe Benor will start a shop if you marry him. He's one of those ones. So that's good. But other than that, I don't really know what else he has to offer. He's not a very good-looking dude. So, brothers in arms on that front. I guess by we got to stick together. However, I don't have to look at myself. But if I married him, I would have to look at him. So for that reason, I get it, dude. Not responding. Calder is another house call. He is the Windhelm house call. Again, look, okay, I feel bad putting Argis in A and Calder in C. You know, Calder can be a B. Okay, you know what? Argis, I think, is a better looking dude, and that's why he gets bumped up to A. Personally, for the whole loyalty thing. But Calder looks a little bit like he could potentially, like, okay, the loyalty with Argis, he's a house call, so that's still present. But Calder looks a little bit like that loyalty could fade over time. He just has that look about him. And trust me, that is something I would know about all too well. Koznach. Hello, Google. Just gonna look at Koznach really quick, if you don't mind. Koznach is a Breton who lives in the Warrens of Markarth. He's drunk. He's a drunk. Like other drunks across Skyrim, he can be given an alcoholic drink. So I'm sure Maria likes this one. I wonder if he's suicidal as well. He just needs love, dude. I don't actually know really who this guy is. The funny thing is, actually, he looks like maybe he does just need love, maybe, kind of, or maybe he is just, I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't really know too much about who this dude is. You know, there's a fine line between the drunks. If he's a Shane type, then, you know, if he's savable, then he's probably, you know, if it's the type of character where it's like, oh yeah, he's a drunk, you know, you can put him on the right track, you can scratch beneath the surface, and he's actually a really nice guy. I think that's a nice little sort of character archetype. I do like Shane from Stardew for the most part. However, if he's the type of drunk that's like, don't save her, she don't want to be saved, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. No role models, and I'm here right now. No role models to speak of. I never said that out loud. Never realized how hard that is to say. No role models. Searching through map memories. I'm gonna put him in C. I couldn't find one. Just because I don't know much about him. Dark Ethos. Look. I know I was talking about, you know, I was joking at the start of the video about this being an apology video. Look, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but I'm just going to say it out loud, and I think, you know, honesty is the best policy, and I have to apologize, you know, later on down the line for my words, and maybe that I'll need to do that. I probably wouldn't marry a lizard, though. A lizard person is probably not my type. That said, he's not rich, so he can go and see. I'm joking mostly, but also look at this fucker. Like, I mean, what's going on there? He looks like a penis. Like, actually, his head. Yeah, I probably just wouldn't marry a lizard person because, like, it's a lizard. Okay, bringing out the big guns now. This is the one we were all the one we all tuned in for. The opinion we all wanted to know. Farkas, Woof, Wolf Daddy, Farkas. So this was the main one when Maria said I should do the husband tier list. She said she wanted to know where Farkas would rank. And then I thought about it, and I was like, does she want to know? Does she really want to know where Farkas would rank? Like, deep down, inside of her heart, if she really took the time to think about the question, does she want to know where Farkas would rank? And I'm just, you know, I'm just giving it a bit of a moment, just in case she's watching this now, so she has a moment to actually think right now. Does she want to know where Farkas would rank? Farkas is an A tier, I think. Look, I'm not gonna. I actually genuinely think he's one of the better husband options. I think Maria's got it pretty on here. You know, and this is not to say that there's any bias going into this. There's no external opinions are affecting my decision today, and they never have. If you've seen the tier list videos, it's always entirely from my own brain. In this house, we do not simp. All of my opinions have always been entirely original. Farkas is actually he's a great he's a great husband. I think he's a great husband. Actually, speaking of that, of opinions, now that I'm here, I forgot to mention, I'd love to know what everyone else's opinions on some of these are. Let me know, both in the comments, little call to action, but mostly in the group chat. Oh no, maybe not in the group chat. I forgot I muted it. That's not gonna work, is it? I'll figure that out. Fox is great. I actually genuinely think he's a great husband. He's you have to work for him a little bit. You have to do the companion quest line, I think. Yeah, I think you have to finish the companion quest line to be able to marry him. He's just like really cool. He's good looking. And then it'll zoom in a minute. It just takes, you know, my Chrome is very slow. So any minute now it'll zoom in. Any minute now it'll process the fact that I tried to zoom in, and Chrome will catch up and zoom in for me. There we go. Okay, sorry, my PC is very slow. Look, that's a good looking dude, man. The hair's cool. He looks like he looks like a rock. That's what people like, right? People like that sort of thing. And he's got like dark around his eyes, but not like lame panda eyes like I do. Like cool superhero eyes. He's got like good shoulders. He's just a good looking dude. And then now I zoom back out and wait 5 years for it to process that. And he turns into a wolf, and that's fucking awesome. Is it him or Vilkas, or is it both of them eventually decide that they want to not be wolves anymore? So he's Wolf Daddy until you finish the quest, and then he says that actually he kind of hates being a wolf and goes through the ritual to stop being a wolf. But either way, that's pretty sick, and some people especially extra like that sort of thing. He's just really cool. He's very heroic in the companion storyline. He's very much a leader, and he's just kind of a strong personality. He's just a great guy, and I honestly just think, you know what, actually, to be fair, now that I'm really thinking about it, and now that I'm really like looking through some of the rest of the options, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is an S tier. Nope, I don't know where Aethys is trying to sneak up. I don't believe that's what I clicked. This is an S tier. This is going to be an S tier. That's an S tier husband. I'm just going to say it. Maria has good taste. And Josh, you can take that personally. Maria has good taste. That's an S tier. That's an S tier right there. There you go. And that's a genuine certified S tier, I think. I actually think he's a great husband. Film Jar, just going to say it. He's the hair isn't good, and like he looks like he's annoyed at me, and we don't even know each other yet. He looks like you see them from across the bar and you think about going to offer to buy them a drink, but then you see like you make the eye contact and see the facial expression, and you go, nah, I've lost this one before I've even like stepped foot on the pitch here. You know what I mean? Also, he looks a little bit old, and you know that's not an issue. But when I say old, I mean he looks about 60. Not like 40. I mean he looks about 60. And I believe my upper age limit is somewhere around the 28, 29 mark. I don't even know who that is. Look, okay, I'm just going to say it. I roughly hold the same opinion about orcs as I do about Argonians, and I've seen the drawings. And I know that that's like a thing some people like to look at. Yeah, not for me. Gorbash, I know Gorbash, and I think he's just like cool actually. Let's check out what this fella's situation is. Oh, he spelled it wrong first. And also, okay, so he's living out in one of the orcish strongholds, it looks like. And he's the brother of the chief. That's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, he's just a cool looking dude, and I like the orcs. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to put him in B. I know this is unfair that Gats Grow Shargak got put in C tier because he's an orc, and Gorbash is going in B tier on nothing other than the fact that he's an orc. So I wish this didn't take so fucking long, but it takes 20 minutes to process moving any of the images because of this awful fucking website. And part of it's my PC is shit. Yeah, my PC, so Chrome has crashed is what's happened now. Right, as soon as I blame the website, it's actually Chrome has crashed, so my PC is a thing. Chrome has crashed. So that's fucking awesome. But also the website, the servers it runs on or something are not good. Who the fuck is... What the hell's going... Where did you fuckers all come from? No, Greg nor Mercurio I've got things to say about. Don't put him in yet. It's so slow, dude. I'm gonna go insane. Who the hell is Gregor? I don't even know who you are. You look like a Fallout 3 character, dude. Get in C tier. Octave, again, you're about 60. Get in C tier. Dude, get in D tier, man. Halbarn. Where the fuck did Mercurio go? He's here. Halbarn. Who's Halbarn? Skyrim Halbarn. Let's speed things up a little. A Nord living... Oh, Solstheim. So I'm going to put him in... This is purely on looks alone. I've never played the DLC, so I couldn't comment on him, and I don't want to look up too much for spoiler purposes, because at some point, maybe before I die, I potentially will play the DLC. But from looks, his armor looks pretty sick. I like armor that has like this like little like shoulder thing. It's got like a ring on it, or like a ridge. That just looks dope, and he looks like battle hardened. He looks kind of like Sean Bean, who's just a cool guy, I think. Probably. I always worry when you like mention a celebrity who you haven't like heard of them doing anything for a good few years or like 10 years or so, because I just like you never know who's like done what that's been Minkus. Like the amount of people you're like, hey, what happened to this guy? I haven't heard about this guy for like 10 years, and then you Google them and it's like, oh, they're a paedophile. Drag, he looks like he would make me uncomfortable. I think I wouldn't be able to watch a movie with him because the whole time I would be concerned and nervous. I'd be nervous. He would create a nervous energy in a dating environment, and I don't think I could you know, comfortably sit beside him on the couch watching a little bit of The Crown. Although to be fair, I don't think I could really sit beside anyone on a couch watching The Crown, because that show makes me want to eat my own brain. I think it would create. I think he'd make me a bit nervous, and I don't know why. He's just something about him. He looks like a vampire, or like is he wearing a mask or something, or is it the pose maybe in this picture? Is he a robot? Is he a synth? The only synth we stan is the one whose name I forget from Aliens. Who does, you know, who saves Sigourney Weaver and Small Child, whose name I also don't remember, at the end by sacrificing himself. That's a good synth. This guy, bad synth. I have dragged him down to D tier, by the way. I'm just waiting for the website to do that. So just in case anyone's wondering, very much not B tier. I've tried my best to drag him down to D tier, but it takes 20 minutes to do anything, so... Onmund, I'm gonna be honest, he is a bit of a pretentious prick, in my opinion. Bit of a Tory, in my humble opinion, although, thanks to Keir Starmer, we're kind of all a little bit Tory now. Ormond, he is a mage. He's in the College of Winterhold. Let's be honest. All of the College of Winterhold mages, all the mages, most of the mages anyway, but especially the ones who've got into the College of Winterhold are all a bit uppity is maybe the word. I think that was the word Maria used to describe Jean the other day. Uppity. I think I'm thinking of the right word. Is that the right word? They're all a bit snooty. Maybe is a good word. No. If snooty, I thought I knew what snooty means, but then that's an Animal Crossing personality type, and I don't think that means what it means. What in my head, I like what the word. I just think he's a little bit, and the thing is, he's a romantic. He's a romantic, which is something that I identify in or identify with, which is why I'm not putting him in D. He'll say some nice things to you, and if you're someone who likes hearing nice things, words of affirmation, and that's the funny thing, is I exist on words of affirmation, not just in relationships, but even in like friendships and stuff. I'm very quick to be like, hey, this person hasn't, you know, we've not exchanged any words of affirmation for an entire week, so they probably hate me now. So, look, I'm not going to say I don't appreciate that. You know, okay, listen honestly. Sometimes you just got to crack through the surface. Maybe at surface level he's a little bit pretentious, but you know what, mate? I think he's a nice soul at heart. I'll give him a B. Mercurio. Mercurio. Where do I begin with Mercurio? Look, okay, listen. I said it earlier. It would only be fair to give an even slate across the board, no external influence, as I always have been. You know, I say in my reactions, it's always 100% honesty in the reactions. It's always going to be 100% honesty, and if you've seen the tier list videos previously, you'll know there's never been any external influence in the tier list videos. It's always been entirely original thoughts, straight off the dome, like it's King of the Dot. Just 100% original thought process, and with that, just heading that, just putting that information out there, just so we're all on the same page. Before I move into my Mercurio opinions, I also would just like to say sorry, Paul, for what I'm about to say. He's just look. He's not D tier. He's not D tier. I would be lying if I said he was D tier. I would say his floor is probably C tier. He has the potential. Oh man, like maybe he could be a B tier. He could be a B tier. Yeah, okay. You know what? I think he's a B tier because I don't think there's anything to put him below the average. He's just a little easy. He's just a little too easy in my opinion. And I don't like. That's not my thing. It's not my sort of thing. You know, I like the chase a little bit. I like having to work for it a little bit. As we've probably all realized by now, that's just more my sort of style. Or alternatively, work way too hard for it for the best part of a year, and then reach a point of defeat and then lose all hope and give up is more my style. But yeah, he's fine, but he's literally like the definition. He's the epitome of the meme where it's like you put the amulet of Mara on, and then someone you've never spoken to in your life is like, oh whoa, is that an amulet of Mara? Well, I'm single too. We should get married right now, probably, or tomorrow. He just like literally you got someone like Farkas, the one true S tier, who you have to do like the whole companion quest to even like get close enough to marry, to however you say that word, to marry. Nicked a bit of my mum's accent for a second there. Mercurio, you literally just wear the amulet and he's like, ooh, what's going on here then? I wish it was that easy, honestly, but not everyone is like that, and I just think, and he's fine, but he doesn't have much. Does he have a personality? Kind of. He's a follower. Like he's a mercenary. He's a mercenary for hire, and that's kind of it, right? That's kind of his thing, and that's for the most part as far as that goes, I think. So I don't think he has much, and maybe I'm being unfair to him. Maybe maybe he actually has he's actually like a really nice guy, but I just don't think. Paul said he's like one of the only ones who isn't like ugly, but that I don't know if I agree with that one. To be honest, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. So I'm just gonna give him a little B. Give him a little B. I'm just gonna give him a little B. B's respectable. B's respectable. Not wrong with a B. I mean, look at some of the people he's ahead of. Okay, actually now that isn't the most flattering. Look at some of the people he's on the same tier with, right? So B's fine. Pavo, he looks a little bit like Eric Dyer, and for that reason he's going D tier, because he is ruining football for me right now. Or he kind of looks like that one prisoner that one time when people on Twitter were like, this dude, his mugshots came out and people were like, what, I want to fuck this guy's mugshots. You remember that guy? That was wild. He was like he was going to prison for like like battery, assault, and armed robbery, and people were like, "Yo, but look at his eyes though." Perth, I like Perth. I'm gonna hit Perth with. You know what? I like Perth if I'm remembering his personality properly. Perth runs a mine with his brother somewhere. Um, but as far as I remember, he doesn't run a mine like this prick and lives in a big fancy house. He works down in the mine. Like, he is a miner. He just also... I don't know if he owns it, actually, to be fair. Maybe this is why. But he runs it, at least, with his brother. He's a hard worker. He treats his employees well. But he's just like a nice, down to... I understand. Please, I beg. I know. I get it. Listen, look, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm just busy. Which I guess would mean I'm not here for you. I'm sorry, Tearmaker. We're just not, like, friends like this. We're just not... We're not friends like this. Perth, he has this cool, like, war paint going on that just looks kind of cool. He looks a bit little from this, like, picture that I can barely see. Looks a bit like David Bowie. That's cool. He was cool. So yeah. Quintus, just looking at the bloke, that's going to be a D tier from me. That's going to be a D from me, and not in the way he would potentially be hoping. Revin, don't know who this is. Roggy, I recognise. Roggy is a bard, right? Revin, who's Revin? A Dunmer even general goods merchant who lives in Windhelm's Grey Quarter. Ah. As Skyrim should get ready to stand aside. Minkus. The Grey Quarter is a little bit Minkus. That's the one in Windhelm. That's the one, there's where all the Dark Elves live, all the Dunmer live, and then all the Nords are like, ooh, the Grey Quarter is stinky, because that's where all the Dark Elves live. I don't know much about him, to be honest. If he's a merchant, he'll probably bring some coin in, and maybe that's what you're after. And you know what I said in the last tier list? I was talking about it being a pro that some of the marriage candidates, when you marry them, they'll set up a shop for you, and they'll give you coins every day. So I'd be a hypocrite if I said that, I wasn't out here looking for that coin. He doesn't really do much else to me. Roggy, I think, is a bard. Listen, I don't think... I don't know, let me check. Because, like, the standard bard archetype, no. But some of them are okay. A Nord miner. Never mind. He owes Idra quite some coin for his mead-swilling ways at the inn. So he's in a lot of debt from... So he's not even a bard. He's in a lot of debt from a lot of alcohol consumption. Maybe he needs to be saved, basically. He's one of those. He needs to be saved. Maybe I'll just, like, pass this one over to Maria. He's a bit of a Shane, it sounds like. I think I'll put him in B, because in that case, he's a decent looking bloke, decent looking fella, and he seems like, I mean, again, it's harder. I don't know his personality very well, but he seems like maybe he just needs to be saved, and his life can get back on track. And once we get him on the sparkling water, he can be looking after the chickens in our coop in no time. Romlin, the eyebrows intimidate me, so you can go C tier. Scouts many marshes disappeared in front of my very eyes. So I'm just pulling up this window capture so you can actually see the Google result. I typed Skyrim scouts many marshes, and the second auto-filled result is Skyrim scouts many marshes won't come out. Look, this is the situation at hand here. I feel like if that's his if that is true, then maybe it probably wouldn't work between myself and him. For that reason, it probably wouldn't be the ideal. Like, it kind of, it might not. If he hasn't, like, I wouldn't know. What's an assemblage? I have no idea what an assemblage is. Okay, I'm not reading all that, so I'm sorry that happened to you. Or congrats, probably, maybe. C tier, sure. Sondas, I recognise that name. Okay, he's a minor. Blair. C tier. Okay, it's so warm, and I want to go get a cold shower, so I'm going to try and speed things up here. Sorex, Imperial, Merchant, works in the Winking Skeever, decent looking bloke, hard working, will bring the coin in, we love the coin, probably. B tier. This is the problem, I can't speed through them because it takes 20 minutes to process everything. Stenvar, he, according to Google, is a Nord mercenary who lives in Windhelm. I'm not a huge fan of Windhelm, but he is apparently somewhat talkative, making a variety of remarks when visiting numerous locations throughout Skyrim. I make a lot of remarks myself. I'm a very talkative individual, which I don't know if that would be a good thing then, because we would match each other's energy, or maybe that would be a bad thing because we would be like, there would just be noise all the time. I don't know. Gonna put you in B tier though, because what the fuck? Why? That was so smooth. That was the smoothest I've ever dragged an image in my entire life. Torvar, just tell me. Just tell me what I need to know. Just give me the TLDR. Nord warrior, a member of the companions, lives in Jorvaska, and his voice actor plays a lot of the drunks. Average, fine, average. He's a companion. Companions are cool. Oh, the bell curve. Oh, this is not a bell curve. I mean, it's there right now. It's just not one I'm a big fan of. And it's about to be fucked. It's about to be totally fucked. Oh, my bell curve is absolutely fucked. Yoink. It looks like guns now. Kind of. Voldemar, Vilkas, Vorstag, Wilhelm. Let's have a little look here. Hearthfire DLC. I haven't played Hearthfire, so I have no choice but to put him in D, I'm afraid. My apologies. Vilkas, brother of Farkas. Vilkas is an A tier. He's a good boy. A lot of the similar qualities to Farkas. Could also be a wolf daddy. The only thing with Vilkas is he's very, very thick. Now, me too. But it takes a lot for me to say that someone else is not very bright, because I'm probably the least intelligent person I know. I'm not. It takes a lot for me to call someone else not very smart. Vilkas is very not smart though. Like, it's his thing, and I'm not just trying to insult the guy. Like, that's his like main character trait. Like, in the game, is that he's like very slow. He's not bright. He's not bright at all. You know, which is fine. Farkas was blessed with the brains, and also like the looks and most of the things. But Vilkas is a decently good looking bloke, and he's still an wolf daddy, and also is like, he'll probably be like quite loyal. I'd imagine. And he's nice, so, you know, if you're not someone who's necessarily after someone intelligent, not everyone's after that. Some people like, I guess that's like an endearing personality trait, hopefully. I hope it is. I hope there are people out there who like stupidity, or I could be frigged. So I guess Vilkas, you know what, brothers in arms, we'll get through this together, brother. I don't worry, I struggled through school as well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll figure something out. Vorstag, I don't know who you are. Wilhelm I recognise, but I don't know why. Vorstag, what's this fella's deal? A Nord warrior, Markarth, found sitting in the fire? By the fire. As brief as a life in Skyrim can be, at least we'll have each other. You fucker. That's like 3 other husbands' lines, and I've just realised I've read that line like 3 times now while I've been Googling. And every time when that's cute, and now I'm only just connecting that that's the other guy's lines. Hang on, who was the guy? Onmund was the first guy I saw that said this line, and I went, that's sweet. You fucking little snivy. You little cheeky. That's a little bit cheeky, that. Have they got like some cult going on? It's like that Black Mirror episode where they all help each other hook up through the cameras. They're reusing each other's lines, the cheeky fuckers. Not having it. Okay, I didn't even mean to put him D tier. I meant to put him C tier, but fuck it, dude. Maybe it's a sign. Vorstag, you know what? You're good looking fella. I like your war paint that you've got going on. But apparently you're in the hookup club, so that's what you get for reusing material, dude. And I can't talk because if I make a funny joke in a video, I immediately go, "Hey, brain, remember that one so you can tweet it later." So maybe I can't talk. Who's Wilhelm? They're going in D tier for reusing material. Eelhelm is a Nord innkeeper, owner of the Vilmer Inn. Oh, I like Iverstead. Iverstead's pretty cool. He's not like the prettiest looking face I've seen. He looks a little bit like Bryan Cranston. And we'll leave that there. I'm going to hit you with a C tier on that one. And just for my own, like, I'll be pissed if it stays like this. Romlin is going to get demoted to D tier. And there we go. It looks better. It looks better. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. It looks better. And that's going to be the ultimate, definitive Skyrim's husband tier list. I would love to know people's opinions in the comments, and also, you know, people's opinions in wherever you want to give them to me. There you go. And honestly, like when Maria said to do this, I genuinely didn't in my head think that, like, it wasn't planned in my head that Farkas was going to be the one S tier. That was. I know it probably looks potentially like that. But that was my genuine. That's it. That was my genuine. Those were all. That was entirely natural. I went no planning into this. I literally just pulled all the images up and I went, let's see where this goes. What could I say? That's where it went. So I'm gonna wrap this up quickly because this video has been very long and oh my god, it's so hot and I need to go have a freezing cold shower, like immediately, because it's just so warm. So, thank you very much for joining me on this journey. Oh my god, it is so fucking hot, man. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave you guys now. I'm gonna say goodbye. I say thank you for being here. Thank you for the idea. Oh god. And it's so hot. Why is it so hot? It's February. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the video. And thank you for giving me the idea or telling me to make the video, because I don't have ideas for content for YouTube videos to make. So more ideas are always good and appreciated. Thank you. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say goodbye. Later, guys. Later. I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm still over the frame all of a sudden, and sideways. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. As I said, could be anything. Who knows anymore. Later. Bonk.